I'm excited today because I'm going to be covering one of my favorite topics in leadership, and that's the word influence. Now, there's a hot, trendy word going around social media right now, the word influencer. It's cool to say, it's cool to have the title, it's cool to have the position. What does it really mean, though? What does it mean to be a person of influence? Because when we look at the word leadership, some of us get really scared when we think of the word leadership, like, don't put that on me, I'm not really a leader. But when it comes down to it, the basic definition of leader is influencer. Leadership is influence. Really nothing more, nothing less to it. It's that simple. So I want to break down the 5 levels of leadership today, go through them, help you understand how you can be a better influencer, better leader, whether it's your family, your business, organization, whatever you're in. This is going to help you become better and get to that next level in your life. First of all, why don't people develop as a leader? Well, first, they don't see themselves as a leader. They don't see themselves as a person of influence. Or maybe they're waiting till they get into a certain position of leadership to say, then I will be a leader. Well, you're not going to last very long if you're waiting to get into a position of leadership and then you get there and you don't know what to do or why you're there. Not a good thing. Another reason people don't see themselves as a leader is because they don't have the necessary skill sets. They just think that leadership is this natural ability. You have it or you don't. Not true. And it really comes down to this basic premise of being a person of influence. See, you influence so many more people than you actually realize. The most introverted person on earth will actually influence thousands of people in their lifetime without even realizing it. So it doesn't come down to, am I influencing somebody? It comes down to, yes, I am influencing somebody. So how do I actually do this effectively? Because here's the deal. Break it down like this. I can speak, let's say, in front of 100 people. And probably out of 100 people, there'll be like 5 people that come up to me and say, this impacted me in this way. What you said over here said something about this in my life. And 5 people out of 100 will say something about how it impacted them. And I'll think, wow, I just failed as a leader and a person of influence because only 5 people? No, there are so many more people than you realize that you influence. And a lot of people won't actually come up for some reason and tell them how you impacted them. But know that just for the 5 people, there's probably 95 people out there who won't say anything that you're having an influence in. It's much more than you realize. It's much broader than you realize. So we've got to be an effective leader. So let's break it down. 5 levels of leadership. Here we go. Number 1, it's the position. Comes down to, you do have a position as a leader, but it's not all about position. We'll get into that in the next few here, but it basically starts off, you have a position, whether it's a title in an organization or on a team, or you just have that position of influencing somebody in your life. It comes down to the basic foundation of leadership is level 1, having and holding a position. The second level we bump up to is permission. Now that we've had that position established, now we've got permission, or we should have permission from people to lead. And that really comes down to gaining the trust and gaining the respect of people that you influence. If you can gain the trust and you can earn the respect, now you have permission. People are saying, I allow you now to influence me, to lead me, to take me to where we need to go. So level 2 is permission. Now let's break it down to level 3, which is production. Production is huge. I mean, you got to have results. If you're leading people, if you're leading a team or organization, you've got to have results. You've got to have things that you've accomplished. This is basic. This is essential. If you're going to last, you got to be able to produce. So we've got a position. We've got permission. Now we've got production happening. But this is where leaders hang out a lot. This is where leaders kind of camp out for most of their leadership life. It's that land of, hey, I've got a great team. They trust me. Things are getting done. Things are happening. But we've got to move on to level 4, which is people development. It's not enough as a leader just to get things done. It's not enough as a leader just to have influence by permission. It's not enough as a leader to hold title, to hold rank. We've got to get into the mode of adding value to people and developing them. The greatest thing you can do as a leader is replace yourself. Now that might seem a little bit weird. Replace myself as a leader? Like, I've earned this position. I've earned this title. Like, I'm getting stuff done. Why would I want to replace myself? It's not about you. It's not about you. As a leader, it's about other people. People development is essential. And the thing is, the more you raise people up, the higher you go in your leadership capabilities, the higher you go in your organization, the higher you go in results. Because once you begin to add people, you multiply the effect. You add people by raising them up as leaders. You multiply the results. You multiply the effect of everything that you're going after, because now it's not just you as the leader doing this, but you got several leaders that you're raising up, and they're starting to go and do the things that you were doing. It's no longer just one person doing something. It's multiple people doing things, and that's how it should be. Now, the fifth and final level of leadership, which takes, by the way, a long time to get to, don't think for a second that you're going to get there super quick. It's about pinnacle. Pinnacle. The pinnacle of leadership, level number 5. You see, when you get to the pinnacle of leadership, you are leaving a legacy that outlasts you, that outlasts your team. It goes on past you being a part of whatever you were doing. It goes past your lifetime even. When you get to that level, number 5, of being a pinnacle of leadership, you've established something so deep and so great and so effective that it outlives everything that you've ever done. So quick recap, real quick here. And by the way, they all start with P to make it simple to remember and understand here. Number 1, it's all about position. Number 2, you got to get the permission. And number 3, production, produce, get the results done. Number 4, all about people development, raise them up. And then level number 5, which takes a long time to get to, but it is the goal of every leader, or should be the goal of every leader out there. Get to the level of pinnacle, leaving a legacy that outlasts you. So take these 5 levels of leadership, become a great influencer, know where you're at right now on these 5 levels, and just work towards firming up the foundation that you've built. If you're on level 3 and you're in the production mode, make sure that you've got the permission, trust, respect from people. Make sure that you're holding your position strong and firm, and look to how you can get to level 4. If you're on level 2, work right there where you're starting, right there, right then. Don't think for a second that you don't have influence. Don't think for a second that you can't be a great leader, because you can. It's built inside of you. It's just got to come out. Work through these 5 levels. Go check out the blog. I have a written blog that goes more into detail, more strategies, more ways that you can become an effective leader and influencer working through these 5 levels. It's on our website, elevateleaders.org/blog. Check it out, learn more, equip yourself more, and become a great leader so that you can go out and lead your life. Hey, we hope you gained some insight from this video on how to lead your life in a more effective way. Do us a favor though, hit that subscribe button below. Don't miss a single video coming your way on how to elevate your life.